What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Rufus, back with another installment, or I guess the first installment, of the Sunday Rundown. Just a brief rundown of the world in sports currently, and what we're going to be looking at in the next week, and what we're going to be looking at in terms of content from the Rufus Rundown. So, first off, I just want to start by saying Happy Father's Day to all the fathers, grandfathers, father figures, single mothers out there. It's your day. Enjoy it. Longest day of the year. Summer. Get out. I hope you got outside. I hope you enjoyed it. I believe this could be airing during or after, around the same time of the Ken Griffey Jr. Documentary. So, I mean, obviously the father-son connection there. You know, enjoy a catch with your parents. Respect, appreciate what your parents have done for you. Or if you have a parent that's passed or anything, it is their day to respect them, to appreciate them, to appreciate what they've done for you and everything they've done, throughout your whole life, really, whether it be short, long, or what they've done in the past. So just, shout out to all the fathers and single mothers out there as well, because I know that, they have to take on that role of two people, and some people kind of celebrate that Father's Day thing with the whole with single mothers and such. So, shout out to the single mothers as well on this Father's Day. But without further ado, let's get right into what we're here for, really. Premier League is back, along with a lot of the other soccer leagues in terms of the Bundesliga. I believe the Serie A returned as well with the Coppa Italia and such. Napoli knocking out Juventus in that one. Liverpool. My team, Liverpool, it was kind of a boring game, to be honest with you. It only got exciting at certain periods of time. I mean, it really only got exciting when Dan Lovren checked on, but like I said, all this stuff will be broken down fully as I have a video dropping Monday, and then I'll have the podcast on Tuesday and Friday like we discussed on the schedule on the last update. But yep, drawing 0-0 was Liverpool and Everton. Sheffield United, VAR rearing its ugly head once again, really screwing up all the momentum for them. They could have easily had a big win against Aston Villa to push them up in the chase for Europe, even possibly a Champions League spot, and then they come out and lose 3-0 to Newcastle United, just losing all momentum that they could have had off of scoring that goal in that game against Aston Villa. And it might even just be able to keep Aston Villa. I mean, Aston Villa obviously losing to Chelsea today, which, by the way, Christian Pulisic with a huge goal for Chelsea to draw them level, and then only a few moments later, Chelsea pulling ahead, and that being the final score there. So Captain America, he's been incredible in the time that he's had. He hasn't had a lot of time to, he's had a lot of time not a lot of game time to adapt is what I should say. And when he gets game time, he puts in incredible shifts, incredible performances. And I think at this point, he's leaving Lampard no choice but to play him. A lot of people have discussed what Chelsea's going to look like next year with the team, if it's going to be Abraham, Werner, and Ziyech up top. There's no way there's just don't think there's any way that you can leave Christian Pulisic out of that team next year as long as he's healthy with all that time to prepare. Away from the groin injury now and instant impact. A lot of people may call him overrated because he's coming from America. He's a United States prospect, but I can tell you right now, this kid is the real deal. One of the most exciting young U.S. athletes we're going to have, and one of the better U.S. athletes we're going to have, moving forward in the years ahead. So Chelsea, as much as I hate to say it, they have an incredible kid there. Werner, an incredible signing as well. Ziyech obviously will be joining after the summer, whenever the windows decide to figure themselves out with COVID and everything. But again, I'll break that down fully in its own video, but just addressing it now as to what we're going to be looking at in the weeks coming. Naby Keita performing well today, finally, after coming back from injury. Naby Keita's been all over the field, or all over the place in terms of health, but was finally able to put in a very solid performance today. The same with Takumi Minamino. Hasn't been a health problem with him. It's just been getting him adapted, but now he's had all the time to adapt, kind of like a mini preseason to get things going. And he's been able to adapt pretty well and put in a pretty good shift today too for Liverpool as well. Giovanni Reina assisted for an Erling Haaland goal for Borussia Dortmund as well. A 17-year-old American born in 2002. I'm like 3 years older than this kid. It's insane. I bought his jersey. I have one of his jerseys on the way. It's insane to think that some kid that's younger than me, but he's the future of U.S. soccer, along with Christian Pulisic and Timothy Weah, Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams. A lot of these players in the Bundesliga. Serginho Dest, Chris Richards made his debut for Bayern Munich. Serginho Dest is linked to Bayern Munich and Barcelona, so really bright future for the U.S. men's national team, as long as they can get some coaching and they get the back staff to figure out how to keep these players healthy between playing their club soccer and their international soccer. It's going to be a huge thing for the success of the United States national soccer team, football team, moving forward, because these guys can really rarely ever stay healthy for the national team, and rarely ever stay healthy, in terms of Pulisic, for the club team. So they need to figure out how to put systems in place to keep these guys healthy 24/7, to be at the top notch for at least at a very high level for not only their club soccer, but for their international soccer. Major League Baseball, we'll move on to that now. It looked like for a second we were going to have a season. Manfred may mandate a season. I don't see that happening. I think the players would rather play on their own terms than have Manfred mandate a season. I think they will get something together sooner rather than later. I don't really understand what the difference is for 10 games, though. Like I said, I'll get further into the breakdown with like the numbers on that, but I really don't understand how much of a difference 10 games can really be for them. It's one of the biggest capitalist sports of all, so they have to pay out a lot of money to certain players, but the owners are still raking in a incredible amount of funds for their team. And the fact that they can't bite the bullet on the difference of 10 games is just insane to me. So whether I think we're gonna get a season, whether it be with AAA players, like AAA, AA players, or if we're actually going to get all of our stars and everything all together for MLB season. It looked like for a second we were going to have one. I thought that 60-game offer was the one because it was full prorated, and there should be nothing less than full prorated salaries for these teams, for these players. But they're still going to have to kind of negotiate to a middle piece, maybe a 65-game season, which I'd be fine with. I think what the MLB should be moving forward to, instead of 162 having 100-game seasons. I'm not a big fan of the extended playoffs. I am a fan of the neutral DH, but like I said, that'll be for a deeper breakdown for a later video. NBA, Kyrie Irving and Kendrick Perkins have had their thing going on with Kevin Durant as well. Both guys not really incredible leaders at all. Perkins calling him out for it, but it is what it is, and I will get into that in the podcast as well. That's really just about it, I think, in terms of the world of sports. I really can't think of, like I said, the Ken Griffey thing, because I hope the Ken Griffey thing is better than the Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa one. I didn't hate it, but it was just not up to the level as to which I would have wanted the Long Gone Summer to be. So hopefully the Ken Griffey Jr. one is, much better than what that 30 for 30 was. I fell asleep watching it, I think 2 times. Given I did try watching it late at night, I just could not get into it. I finally got into it, and there was just no real nothing. It had no pop to it. I really enjoyed, Winning Time was very good. 4 Days in October, there was just no pop to Long Gone Summer. It should have been so much more, and it was just kind of like a casual recap. It wasn't a 30 for 30. It didn't really draw me in heavily to any type of certain storyline. So hopefully this Ken Griffey Jr. one is better. On Father's Day too, obviously there'll be some references to him playing with his father. There's been a couple, plenty of duos you can talk about in terms of, and that may just be a list that I break down. Hey, maybe a list that I break down of father-son duos that have played throughout professional sports. Who are the best ones? He's got to be up there because he's probably the greatest number 1 overall baseball pick of all time. So we'll have to see about that if I get to a video on that. But that's really it. In terms of what I'm going to be breaking down in the weeks coming, I think that, college football's kind of gone off the rails with COVID-19 and such, but like I said, I think really the only way out of all of it is just either treatment or a cure. It's going to be very difficult to perfect it, especially with a game such as, college football and the NFL and stuff, so it's going to be very hard to, limit the spread of this thing and change it up, so... But like I said, I'll break it down deeper with the podcast on Tuesday. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments below. If there's anything you guys want me to address specifically on the Tuesday podcast or in coming videos, please drop that down in the comment section below. Reply to me to a tweet or on Instagram. The Twitter and Instagram is @RufusRundown. The Facebook page is The Rufus Rundown. Also, follow me on the Hot Mic app. I'm going to be doing a live show every Wednesday, a live podcast, and the games on top of that. Now, my work schedule's been a little different, so it's hard for me to get to these Liverpool games and such, but The Wednesday game I can do, and I'm also going to be doing a live podcast Wednesday too. So big things coming on Wednesday in terms of the hot mic. Idea of it all, being an ambassador on there. Use the code RUFUSRUNDOWN for that as well, and also the code RUFUSRUNDOWN at EliteAthleticGear.com. It is gear by athletes for athletes. You're not going to find anything better for the price. I wore it all throughout high school. They featured me on the page multiple times. Great sleeves, leggings, compression, customizable necklaces, customizable sleeves with all your numbers and everything. So go check them out at EliteAthleticGear.com. Use the code RUFUSRUNDOWN for 15% off your order. That is all the time I have for you guys. It's your boy Rufus, signing off.